Well, switching gears here, another story that we're watching for you this morning. Shares of TSLA, they're on the move right now as the EV maker taking a breather after notching its ninth straight day of gains on Monday. The stock's winning streak has erased its year-to-date losses. Shares have risen more than 75% since hitting its most recent low. That was in late April. Here to weigh in is Yahoo Finance's senior autos reporter, Pras Subramanian. Hey, Pras.
Hey, so yeah, Brad, so basically, we've been seeing the stock kind of rise meteorically since Elon Musk's pay package got approved in June, and sort of just been on a roll since then. We talk about they had a pretty good delivery number coming out over the right after the holiday, right before the holiday weekend, better than expected. Still down year over year, but still better than expected. There's some buzz about energy storage business doing well. There's talk about China doing better. They were able to sort of get a contract signed where they can actually sell Teslas to state vehicles as state vehicles to use for the government. So that's kind of a big deal for them. But it's one of these things where we always see the stock kind of have a boom bust cycle, right? And right now we're 2 weeks from today into earnings. And that's going to be a big kind of sort of moment for the company. And usually earnings haven't been good. They haven't been good for the stock, but they were good last quarter because of the fact that they mentioned that they're going to introduce some cheaper vehicles in the future. So that's sort of the bigger game plan here, along with robotaxis, things like that.
Yeah, Bruce, I guess my question to you is, how much do you think investors are focusing? It seems like investors still tend to focus on those more lofty goals and what Musk lays out versus what is happening today. Because when it comes to the fact that profit margins remain under pressure, EV demand simply is not what it was initially expected to be at this point, how much of that do you think is going to be reflected in this report that we're going to get in a couple weeks?
Well, interestingly, second quarter sales or deliveries were not that bad. So it kind of hints that maybe there was actually some demand recovery there. I mean, there were a lot of price cuts in the US too, and potentially China's not as bad as people thought. So maybe there's going to be some upside surprise there and we get more color on, is demand returning ever so slightly? We're seeing other brands doing a little bit better too, Ford in particular, some of Porsche and Mercedes also on that luxury kind of high end there. But the big question is, you're right, how much growth are we going to see in the future? I mean, can you hit that sort of 1.4, 1.5 sort of average growth rate, right, for the year? That's kind of under threat. And the question is, the big bet's going to overtake that.
Right. We got to go. But is there a lever that they could pull this quarter? You talked about what they said last quarter and talking about the future of vehicles that they're going to be unveiling or uncloaking. I mean, is there another type of lever that we could see them try to tap into here that would have the same effect and at least buoy some investor confidence for this interim period?
I think one of the things people want to hear with regards to the robotaxi reveal in August, are they going to be doing actual trials like Cruise and Waymo are doing? Are you going to have like fenced-in, geo-fenced-in trials of the car actually kind of being worked, like actually used in service? Right. For instance, are we going to have a Model Y with its current system kind of running around somewhere picking people up? I think that's sort of the question. We might get a hint on that. That could be a big, like I said, lever to pull. Like, oh, actually, we're doing these trials now. But in terms of new products, we're not going to see that for a while, and maybe we'll get some updates here and there. But it's not from a new product point of view. I don't see anything happening, at least not for the next year or so.
Interesting. All right, Pras, thanks so much. Tracking all things TSLA plus the mobility space as a whole. Appreciate it.